Okay, we are recording. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us on our little virtual party for Kylie. We're really excited to tell you guys more about these products and kind of what they've done for us and what they can do for you, both in like your short-term health and also in your long-term health. So, if some of you I've probably been in like three-way messages with on Facebook before, but in case I have never spoken to you, it's fun to put a face with a name, but my name's Katie Hillstead. I'm a friend of Kylie's. We met through some mutual friends, and Plexus has kind of brought us together. But I just wanted to start by sharing a little bit more about my experience with Plexus. So maybe if it's something you can relate to, you can kind of hear where I'm coming from. Let's rewind about 2 years. I've been taking the products. It will be 2 years in May. And 2 years ago, before I knew about them, the kind of situation where I was coming from was I had 5 small kids, ages 8 and under. My last 2 were twin boys. And so in that year, we went from 3 to 5 kids. My husband travels most weeks, Monday through Friday. So I'm usually home by myself. And I was just not in a good place. I felt really down a lot. I had a lot of anxiety. I felt really short with my kids. I felt myself constantly needing sugar or Diet Coke or things to just get me through the day. I just felt like garbage. I had a really hard time sleeping at night, which was super frustrating because my twins were really good sleepers. They'd go to bed at 6 o'clock at night and sleep till 8 and not get up. And so the fact that I couldn't fall asleep was super frustrating to me. And so I had no energy all day long. I just kind of felt like I was just going through the motions of life. And I just hit this point where I'm like, this is not a way to live. You know, I'm not really feeling any joy in anything that I'm doing. And I don't think that's okay. So at that point in time, I really admitted to myself that I'm pretty sure I have postpartum depression, and I was not acknowledging or wanting to admit that I had that for several months. And so I decided to go to the doctor and get some medicine. That made me honestly a little bit even more depressed because I had been on medication after my 3rd child. I struggled with postpartum then as well. And while it helped with the depression, it also made me feel really numb. And I hated the side effects of that medication, but I really didn't think I had any other option. And so I went to the doctor, got a prescription, and went to go fill it. They were actually out of the medication, told me I'd have to go to a different pharmacy, and I couldn't make it there that day before they closed. So I was super frustrated. And ironically, that same day, no joke, my really good friend Christy reached out to me and said, hey, I've just been thinking about you. I've been taking these products. They've helped me with A, B, and C, and I just wondered if you might be interested. And of course, it was Plexus. And so I learned more about them and decided that it was worth a shot to try an all-natural approach because she told me it could help with depression and anxiety, among other things as well. But that's, what I was really looking for at that time. And so I never filled that prescription, and I gave it a shot. And long story short, within about 2 weeks, my symptoms of depression and anxiety were gone. And I could not believe it. And I was so thankful that I tried this and I didn't have to go on that medication. I also noticed that my sugar cravings started going away, that I wasn't hitting that slump at 4 o'clock where I just wanted to crash to the ground and die. I felt really good and energized and motivated all day long. And I just felt really hopeful. I was happy with what I was doing. My head was hitting the pillow and I was falling asleep immediately and waking up and actually feeling rested, which was crazy. And I really, as cheesy as it sounds, I felt like I got my life back. I also was able to lose some weight that I've been trying for a really long time to do on my own. I lost in the first 2 months, I lost 10 pounds and 2.5 inches off my stomach, 2 off my hips, and 1 off my thighs. And we'll talk more about that later. But for me, my body needed to lose weight, and this allowed it to, which I'll explain, like I said, later. But I have been using them for almost 2 years, and really, I have never felt better. And I'm really, really grateful that I came across these, because I don't feel like I'm just getting through the day anymore. I feel like I'm thriving. So that's my story. And I've asked Kylie if she wouldn't mind. We don't have a ton of time, but quickly sharing her story so you guys could hear from her as well.
Yes, I'd love to. So, kind of like Katie, well, kind of. I had a baby and I was just, I don't know, I was so tired. Like, after my first baby, I started getting really bad anxiety, like, bad anxiety. Um, and when I was pregnant with my second little boy, it got so much worse. And I was just, I could never go to sleep. I couldn't turn my brain off. I was just so much anxiety. I'd like cry when my husband would leave because my anxiety, like that he wasn't coming home, was so bad. Anyway, I kept seeing posts of a friend about plexus, and I was like, I'm having a baby. Maybe it'll help me so I'm not so tired and don't have so much anxiety. I was like, I'll just try it just for that. Maybe it'll do something for me. Kind of a skeptic, honestly. I was like, this stuff, like, there's no way. But I did. I ordered it. And then I had my baby and I forgot about it for a little while. And my anxiety was just crazy, crazy. And my husband's like, you have this stuff, just try it. Just do it. So I did. and and it was amazing. Like, within a couple of weeks, I actually went to a health fair and I filled out like these mental health forms and everything. And it's like, have you experienced this sign of anxiety and all these things? And I'm like, I haven't even felt these things. So, and I'm thinking back, I'm like, when was the last time I felt this? When was the last time I felt this? And it was within a couple of weeks of starting plexus. And I was like, no, this isn't for reals. This isn't for reals. But then I started noticing, like, my baby would fall asleep and I would fall asleep instantly instead of just worrying or being stressed. And when he would wake up in the middle of the night, it wasn't like this drag for me to like pull myself up to help him. Like, I could wake up and be awake with him. And then as soon as he fell asleep, I fell back asleep. And in the morning, same thing. I could get up and I wasn't just like dragging all day, even though, I mean, yeah, I was tired. Like, I had no sleep, but I wasn't dragging and I wasn't like falling asleep at the dinner table or at lunch with my 3-year-old. So just, that was amazing. I've struggled with ulcers for, I don't even know, years now. And um, they've they've all but gone as far as we can tell. There's no signs of ulcers. I never get heartburn anymore, which was so awful before. I used to be bloated all the time. Like, I just felt gross and bloated and puffy. And so much of that has just gone away. Just the daily things. I didn't realize I was so bloated, but I was so gross. I also deal with recurring ear infections because I have TMJ. And I also, because of that, have experienced some terrible vertigo. Um, and I tried painkillers and different things. And recently I've discovered that one of the only things that actually helps with that is one of our products called Ease. And that's honestly the only thing on top of the triplex I take, the only thing that's helped. So I don't know. I've been shocked. Like, I was totally a skeptic. And sometimes I still am. And I'm like, I'm taking this and it works.
That's
So
awesome.
it's been amazing.
Thanks,
Very good.
Kylie.
I love it.
I love sharing different stories because people come from so many different backgrounds with this. And it's just amazing to see how much gut health affects so many different things and can improve so many different things if you address it correctly. So I'm going to talk kind of fast. You guys, I'm sorry. This thing will cut me off. Actually, maybe it says we have 40 minutes. So maybe I'll be okay. But I'm going to kind of quickly tell you about some products that we have and what they do for addressing root issues in our body. We have a lot of products, but our core and foundational products are what we call the triplex. And that's where everyone starts. You always want to address those root issues in your body, specifically gut health, balancing your blood sugar, and reducing inflammation. So a lot of people are not familiar with gut health, so I'm just going to give a quick overview. But a lot of times we hear people refer to the gut as the second brain in our body. And the reason why is because it honestly affects everything, just like your brain does. Your gut affects your mood, your energy, your digestion. It can even affect things like your skin, all kinds of issues. And so there are other things that can disrupt the balance in your gut, which is where you start seeing these issues. If your gut is not balanced, you're going to have a lot of nasty side effects of that. So what are some things that can disrupt our gut? Taking antibiotics. I mean, we have to take antibiotics. There's no way around that. If you have an infection, you need it. But a side effect of it is it's going to cause imbalance in your gut. Excessive sugar, poor sleep, stress, external environmental toxins, all these things contribute to our guts being just the health of our gut being disrupted. And so there are 3 different components to the triplex. There are 3 different supplements. They're called Slim, ProBio 5, and BioCleanse. So I'm going to tell you about each of those briefly. But what they do is those 3 work together synergistically to address those 3 root issues that I just mentioned. And you will see huge improvements in your short-term health, the way you feel now, but also it's promoting long-term health. You know, it's important to take care of these issues now to help you thrive later in life. And I also want to point out that these products are all plant-based. They're non-GMO, they're gluten-free, they're very, very safe ingredients. So even a pregnant or nursing mom, it's safe for them as well. So, okay, let's start with the Slim. So the Slim is a drink. It looks like a little Crystal Light packet. It's really yummy. You just take it in the morning once a day. You just need 1 packet a day. And the Slim is mostly focusing on balancing your blood sugar. There's a lot of symptoms of blood sugar imbalance, and I think sometimes we think that blood sugar imbalance is only something that diabetics struggle with, but everyone struggles with blood sugar imbalance to different degrees. And so some things that having an imbalance of blood sugar could cause are things like unclear thinking, insomnia, low energy, sugar cravings. There's more, but those are just a few examples. And so the main ingredient in Slim is chromium. And chromium is able to balance and regulate insulin, which is your body's master hormone. So when you do that, like a trickle-down effect takes place. And because you're balancing insulin, the main master hormone, your other hormones also will balance out as a result of that. So there's a lot of benefits to this. First of all, serotonin, for example, is a major hormone in your body. So if it's being balanced, that's where you're going to see a lot of improvement in your mood with anxiety and depression type issues. You also are going to notice that you're going to have a lot more energy throughout the day because your blood sugar is not going to be hitting those spikes and crashes anymore. It's going to be level and consistent all day long, which I think is, if I could sum it up in one word, consistent. That's what I noticed with my energy. I didn't have these moments of really high energy and really low energy anymore. I just felt good all day long. Also, by balancing your blood sugar, you are going to not have as many sugar cravings. Your body's not going to be craving that sugar, which obviously is going to help if you're trying to lose weight. It's going to help you get your appetite under control. The Slim also has a prebiotic in it, and this is where it's addressing your gut health a little bit. You could kind of compare a prebiotic to fertilizer for your gut. So it's going in there and just feeding that good bacteria and helping it to multiply and thrive, which you really need to have that good balance in your gut. The Slim is also clinically proven to promote weight loss. So I do want to make clear, though, that this is not a product just for people that need to lose weight, because it's never going to cause unnecessary weight loss. But if you need to lose weight, it's going to help with that. it's promoting balance, like I said. And so once your body is balanced, then it can let go of that weight if it needs to. It also helps to increase something in your gut called Akkermansia, and that is a microbe within your gut that helps your metabolism to function properly. So when your gut is out of whack, you're not producing that Akkermansia, then your metabolism slows down. So this helps to increase the Akkermansia in your gut. So moving on to the next part of the triplex is something we call ProBio 5. This is like my favorite product. Well, I love this one too, but I really love the ProBio 5. And the reason why I love it is because oftentimes we compare our gut to a garden, okay? So you've got weeds in your garden and then you have good plants. And like I said, that prebiotic in the slim is feeding fertilizer into the gut. So back it up. We're all born with something called Candida yeast. You've probably heard that term before, and it's okay. We're supposed to have a small amount of Candida yeast in our body, but it's a fungus, and its sole purpose is literally, this is gross, but to break down and decompose your body when you die. But as we talked about before, antibiotics, toxins, stress, low sleep, things like that, those cause that Candida yeast to overgrow. So if you have more of that than you have the good bacteria, that's not good. That Candida yeast can actually poke tiny holes into your colon and is continuously releasing toxins into your gut. And those toxins are what cause all kinds of nasty symptoms. And a lot of them are things, like we've said, that people think you just have to deal with. It's just part of life, like joint pain, getting headaches, insomnia, anxiety and depression, even autoimmune diseases are linked to this. And so when that gets out of balance and you have too much of that, you start having those symptoms. And there's a lot of great probiotics on the market that will put lots of good stuff into your gut. But if you're not getting rid of the bad stuff too, you're not going to feel any different. So that's what I really, really love about this product, is that it's, my throat keeps drying out, I'm sorry. It's putting in 5 strands of probiotics, which is so good for you. But it also has a special enzyme blend in it that can break down and kill that Candida yeast and get it out of your system. And that is where you start feeling huge improvements in your health and the way that your body operates and functions. It's amazing. It's not a quick fix. It took your body years to get to the state it's in. So it's not going to take years to get better, but it might take a couple months. You have to be really patient and consistent with it. But the results will come if you'll do that. So then the third part of it, excuse me, is the BioCleanse. And BioCleanse, some people freak out when they hear the word cleanse. It's not like that. It's not going to make you run to the bathroom. It's a very gentle cleanse. It's like a daily maintenance. It's going to help relieve gas and bloating, discomfort, and constipation. I mean, honestly, no one wants to talk about it, but from what I've learned from selling Plexus, everybody's constipated, okay? So people are so relieved to know that this can help with constipation, or even the opposite. If you have the other problem, it's going to balance it all out. It's really going to help your digestive system. It promotes regularity. And like I said, this is what's going to help get those toxins out of your gut fast so you can start feeling better quickly. It also has a lot of magnesium in it, so that's where you're going to see help with reducing inflammation in your body, which is super important because we know that inflammation is just like the breeding ground for disease and illness. So keeping your inflammation at bay is really going to promote long-term health for your body. So that's a triplex. That's, like I said, where everyone starts, what we really recommend. But if you can add to it one thing, we kind of joke and call this the Fab Four, because these 4 things together are incredible. And that is adding our multivitamin to it, which is called the X Factor Plus. You may be asking, why can't I just buy a multivitamin at Costco? Well, you can, but here's the difference. So the X Factor Plus is bioavailable. and methylated. And what that means is that its ability to be absorbed in your body is almost 300 times more than most multivitamins on the market. Have you ever taken a multivitamin and peed neon yellow? I know I used to. That is a huge sign that your body is not absorbing anything from that multivitamin. You're paying for that vitamin, you're taking it, and you're peeing it out. This one, your body can absorb it much faster and more efficiently. And so when you're actually absorbing it, you're going to feel a difference from taking that multivitamin. It has 100% or more of the recommended daily amounts of 19 vitamins and minerals. So it's amazing. It's going to really help promote your immune function. It even helps with blood pressure issues if you struggle with any of that. This is really random. I don't know that anyone on this call struggles with this yet, but it's actually even been proven to help with menopause symptoms. I know it's funny, but it's like they weren't going for that when they made it, but they did all these clinical studies and found that women with hot flashes and other menopause issues saw a huge improvement. So I'm throwing that out there in case you know someone that's struggling with that. But that is what we call the Fab Four. And I know I just threw a lot of like sciencey information at you quickly, but those four things work so well together to really get your body balanced and to function the way it's designed to function. But oftentimes it can't because of so many external factors that unfortunately in our day and age we can't really control. So I wanted to open up for questions, but I don't know if Kylie even knows how to talk on here. Kylie, can you hear us? Say something if we can hear you.
Muted.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
My speaker's being really funny. I'm having a hard time hearing. But do you have any questions at all from anything that we just talked about?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, wow. No, I think that I agree with a lot of what you guys said about like anxiety and depression because I right now currently am on medication for that. So
yeah,
I feel like I don't want to be dependent on something that also has different side effects like that. But also I feel like this is a good idea because I feel like I don't know, I have a lot of different thoughts and I'm trying to think about what I want to say.
You're fine. Well, I mean, we can always talk later if you don't feel like spilling it right now.
No,
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I feel like I have experienced like everything that you and Kylie have, and I have a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old, and I'm tired all the time, and so I feel like I want to be able to take care of myself, but also take the best care of my children that I can, and to be my best self. So I feel like I want to be able to try this and test it out for myself.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've really learned from like doing this that there's just so many moms out there that honestly are just kind of silently struggling, you know? And I think sometimes it's really easy for us to just think, well, this is just how it is. I just gonna put my head down and get through it, you know? But it's amazing to me that it doesn't really have to be like that. That it's really just root issues in our bodies that are causing a lot of nasty problems that we actually can fix if you have the right tools, you know? So I am going to wrap this up quickly because this thing will kick me off in 5 minutes, whether I tell it to or not. But let me just briefly tell you, I don't know if we've already talked about this with you, Kylie, in the message, but this is for anybody else that listens to this as well. Let me quickly give you a breakdown of the cost of everything if you want to try this. There's a few different ways to purchase Plexus, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you about the cheapest way because that's what like 99% of people do anyways. If you want to hear the other options, let us know like on our messenger message, we can talk more about it. But the cheapest way to do it is to become a wholesale ambassador. And what that means is it's kind of like a Costco membership. So when you would first sign up, you pay your membership fee for the year, and it's $34.95. And then that gets you the wholesale pricing for that year. If you were to do the triplex, you get a little welcome pack discount, they call it, your first month. And so for a month's supply of those 3 things we talked about, the Slim, ProBio 5, and BioCleanse, it's $99. If you wanted to add to that the multivitamin, that would be an additional $29.99. So that is your first month. They set you up with a subscription. And the reason why is because honestly, you guys, it's so important to stay consistent with these products. If you can't give it at least 2 to 3 months of consistency, then there's kind of no point. Like you really need to give it time to work and to start healing your body from the inside out. So the subscription helps you to not forget to order so you can stay consistent. But with that said, you have total control over it. If you need to cancel or change it, you totally can. You're not like locked into anything weird. And then after that first month discount they give you going forward each month for the triplex, it's $114.95. And then the multivitamin again is always $29.99 per month. And you have a 60-day money back guarantee with your products, which I love because I feel like there's not a huge risk. It's worth giving it a shot and see what it can do for you. And Plexus even offers ways that you can get your products paid for. We help a lot of people who maybe are not necessarily interested in doing this as a business, but would love to take the products consistently and not have to worry about the cost each month. And there's awesome ways that people do that, and we've helped a lot of people do that as well. So we can talk about that later if you're interested in that. But Kylie has been super generous and is offering a little incentive for everyone that's on this call tonight, that if you guys get with her afterwards, either tonight or tomorrow, and decide you want to sign up and give this a shot, she's going to give you a free multivitamin for the month. So that's going to save you $30. And then really taking that with your triplex is like the real deal. You want them all together. So anyways, that is everything we have for you tonight. Seriously, thank you so much for taking time to listen into this. We have our Facebook Messenger messages. We can, all chat there if you think of more questions, or if you want to talk to Kylie about maybe giving this a try. But we hope you will, because Kylie and I both feel so passionately about helping people with this, because we've just seen it do such amazing things for ourselves and for other people. So anyways, thank you again, and hopefully we will be in touch. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.